Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today in this topic, we're going to talk about topic 14. I want to apologize if I couldn't be able to answer you guys' questions because I'm quite sick at the moment. So yeah, feel free to ask me anything.
Can you tell me about two types of feedback?
Two type of feedback. Okay, there's positive and negative. The first one is positive. Positive is like the feedback of positive feedback. Basically, it's like when you're talking to other person and that person was like, oh, your English is really good, or like, oh, your vocabulary is correct here, etc., etc. And then for the negative one, the negative feedback is basically when you're saying something wrong, when your pronunciation is wrong, when your grammar is wrong, and the other person points it out that it's wrong. That's the questions.
Okay. What is your understanding about recast?
Huh?
Recast.
About recast? My understanding is that it's like quite the same as negative feedback, but negative feedback is like the difference between negative and recast. Negative feedback is like the other person only pointed out it's wrong, but for recast, they're also like fixing your wrongdoings as well, and afterwards you're continuing your conversation like nothing ever happened. That's what recast is.
Could you give me the example of the recast and how it is technically similar with positive feedback?
All right. It's quite not similar with positive feedback, but I'll answer it. For recast, like I said earlier, the example is when Tasnim says something wrong, you maybe say something like, "Me go to school yesterday," and then I pointed out that it's wrong. It's I went to school yesterday, and then I continued my conversation and didn't shame you at all, or like I didn't stop our conversation. But for positive it's like when it's like quite different than recast. It's like when you're talking to someone and they asked, oh, was my pronunciation correct earlier, and you responded with, yes, it is correct. That's what positive feedback is.
Okay. Between these two feedback, the positive and negative one, which one do you think can give more benefit for the
more
learners?
more benefit.
Yeah. Is it the negative one or the positive one? Based on your
um
understanding.
based on my understanding, I think it's the negative one, because for positive is like it only increase your confidence. It didn't basically teach you any kind of like new things or new vocabularies, because positive is like when you're only giving positive feedback, like I said earlier, oh, the pronunciation that you produced earlier was correct. For negative, not only that it pointed out the what you're saying was wrong, it also like corrected you as well. Are there any question, guys?
I don't know.
No more.
No more.
You're being nice today, right?
Damn, what the hell? We only have.
You're being spared.
We're still in 340 actually.
Just wait for another 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. 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 Then,
What do you think of SLA for the whole semester?
what the hell?
Yeah, this is the last day. It's the last
I
day.
mean, I guess it's quite easy comparing to the other classes when it comes to linguistic.
Maybe.
Yeah.
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 Agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which Rosa, sir? Oh, okay.
Papa is here, Reza is here, Alfa is here, Gita is here, Alia Malika? No? Aulia Nanda?
Topic 14, right?
Yes, topic 14.
Lima. Aisyah Nahrin here, Aisyah Zikri, UK, here, Wikipedia, first day. Naufal Najib, you know, Najwa Ramadhani, Evelyn, Alia Wulandari, Tasnim, Rosa Fadlulisa, Aisyah, Ronald, that's it. Okay, presenter, SLA.
Bye. Bye.
By outside.
What the hell? Hey, hello guys. I accidentally closed my camera app and it stopped recording. I'm also a bit sick at the moment. My stomach feels like it's bloated.
Okay, you ready? Fine, you can go, please.
Alright, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning everyone. So today's topic is topics 14, right? I would like to apologize if my explanation isn't quite right because I'm feeling a little bit sick at the moment. So feel free to ask me any questions. Okay.
Can you explain about feedback?
Feedback?
Feedback have positive feedback and negative feedback.
Okay, so maybe I can start with the positive one. Positive one is basically like when you're talking to someone and you ask them if your grammar or pronunciation was correct, and yet if the other person saying that it is correct. But when it comes to negative feedback is the opposite of positive. Negative feedback is when you're having a conversation to someone and the other person pointed out that what you're saying is wrong. That's the difference. Obviously.
Can you give the example of the feedback?
The feedbacks. The feedbacks, maybe like for the positive one, I said like there's two apples. There's like the plural. There's the s, and then and then I asked them, do I have to add the s at the end when there's two apples? And the other person was like, yes. So what you're saying is correct. And then for negative feedback, maybe I can use the example that I'm having conversation with you, and then I said like something like me go to school yesterday, and then I corrected you by saying, oh, it's not me go to school, it's I went to school yesterday.
What's the difference between the recast and feedback?
Recast and feedback. Recast and feedback, for it's quite the same as the negative feedback, but the difference is that for recast, when you're having a conversation to someone, like for example me and you, and I made a mistake. I make a mistake in the pronunciation maybe or the grammar, and you point it out to me that it's wrong, and then you continue the conversation like nothing ever happened. Yes.
Also, nice shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
Could you explain about the interaction hypothesis?
Interaction hypothesis. That's into the topic. Oh yeah, it is in the topics to this topic. So interaction hypothesis. It's the same as interaction. When you're having an interaction to someone and you discover like they said a new word, or the pronunciation that you thought was like this turns out to be like this. So it's quite the same as input basically. When you gain knowledge, when you're interacting with others. Okay. It's almost 4 minutes. 3:27. What a nice weather we're having.
Yeah. Hey, nice shirt by the way.
Thanks. You've been saying that for a second time already.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm feeling drowsy because of the drugs.
Get well soon.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I've been saying that for
6, 7.
shame on you.
It's 4:34. I have no idea. Yay.
No, don't be like that. I was called that far. Yeah.
Really?
Okay, presenter, okay, please.
Thank you guys. Bye. How do I go there? Okay, hello guys.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you. Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, for today's topic, we're going to talk about topic 14. First of all, I would like to apologize if my explanation was incorrect or you couldn't be able to understand what I'm saying because I'm quite sick at the moment. So, if anyone wants to ask any question, I would be happy to answer them. Okay.
Can you state the difference between recast and negative feedback?
Recast and negative feedback. The difference is that for negative feedback is like when you're having conversation to someone and you're saying like a certain person pronunciation was wrong and the other person was like, hey, this one is incorrect, but they didn't correct it immediately afterwards, if I remember correctly. But for recast, when we're also having a conversation with someone, you're saying something wrong and the other person corrected it, but then they continue the conversation like nothing ever happened.
So which one do you think is better for our input to turn to intake negative feedback or recast?
For me, basically, it's recast actually because like not only you gain a new information, you also gain like gain new information and like it also fix your grammar or like a new pronunciation. And afterwards, it also didn't like didn't ruin your confidence and etc. Because the other person didn't acknowledge that you were wrong afterwards. I think recast is better.
Thank you.
About negative feedback, based on your experience, does it really give you a really negative impact into your learning section?
Like giving negative impact
Yeah,
of your
I
learning.
mean, like you got a negative impact from other people. Does it really give you a negative, for example, like does it?
Like ruining your confidence?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it depends on what the other person treated you. If the other person make fun of of your mistake, of course, you'll be developing an anxiety. You're too afraid to speak to other people with that certain language that you're trying to learn. But if the other person giving like they corrected your mistake, but they didn't acknowledge it, or like they're basically like, oh, it's fine. It's you're still learning. It's understandable. Then it's going to give a positive impact because like not only it will like it will boost your not boost your confidence, more of like not only that it will make you want to have a conversation to other people with a certain language, it will also give you lots of new information.
All right, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Why do you think feedback is needed in interaction hypothesis?
Huh?
Why
Sorry.
do you think? Why do you think feedback is needed in interaction hypothesis?
Okay. First of all, interaction hypothesis. It's like having interaction to other people. It's when you're. It's like kind of the same as input. When you're talking with other people, especially if they're the what is it called? Kan the native speaker of that certain language, you'll be gaining a lot of a lot of new information like a new vocabularies or like a new grammar, and also because of that you can be able to ask that person if what you're saying was correct, if what you're saying was the grammar was correct or the pronunciation was correct. And what I explained earlier was it was feedback, basically positive feedback and negative feedback. That's the correlation between those two.
You are really good at the time, man.
You forgot my name? Oh wow! How dare you!
I was choosing her name. No, I choose it by my name.
I think you can fill it again twice, probably. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
Okay, presenter, last question.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Hello. Hi. I'm quite sick at the moment. So not really. No. This is actually my first time being the presenter for the second half of the semester. My phone accidentally got turned off by itself. Okay, so let me repeat what I said. It's like quite the same as input. When you're let me just continue my explanation earlier, and then like you notice like, oh, this pronunciation was like this, or like, oh, there's a new grammar here, or like, oh, there's a new vocabularies that this person said. That's what interaction hypothesis is.
What do you think the best method to give us impact to our second language? Actually, the best method is it the interaction hypothesis or feedback or recast?
Best method to learn any language? I think it's actually the first one, which is called interaction hypothesis, because not only that it's like the same as output. It's like when you're practicing, a certain word or etc. You also perform it with other people, with other people as well, and the other person, you gain lots of new information from the other person. Like you gain a new vocabularies, you gain a new grammar, you also gain like lots of things. So in my opinion, I think interaction hypothesis is like the best part of from this whole thing.
My question is, how will you react if someone gives you negative feedback, and how will you react if you give someone negative feedback and they don't listen to you?
How do you handle it? Okay. And they don't listen to it. Based on my opinion, based on my opinion, actually. Wait, can you repeat what you said? Like the last one?
How you react if you give negative feedback to them and then they don't listen to you?
Okay. So, actually, the nicest thing possible that we can do is that we can just keep repeating of what we're saying to them. Like for example, maybe I say like me go to school yesterday, and then you corrected me. No, it's actually I went to school yesterday, and then of course with my hard-headed head, I was like, no, it's actually me go to school. You provided an evidence from your phone, and you were like, here, this is the correct one, I'm right. Until they want to listen to you. That's the best or the nicest way you can do in that situation. Who hasn't asked a question?
Is there any different
Difference?
thing between request and negative feedback?
Recast and negative feedback. They're quite the same, but there's a difference between them. For negative feedback, when you're having conversation towards someone and the other person notice that you're making a mistake, they were like, "Hey, what you're saying is wrong. It's like this." Oh, that's fast. Okay, I'm sorry. If I could.
Stay recording. Presenter, stop recording when I ask you to stop.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have run out of storage, sir.
No, that's the consequence. Okay, you can stop the recording now.